back.
A missile hits a building just yards away from the Fox News crew in Israel. It is a scene that has been playing out in the latest conflict between the Palestinians and the Israelis. A different missile struck an area about a mile from the main airport in Tel Aviv. And that was too close for the FAA, which instituted a 24-hour ban on all American carriers with flights to Tel Aviv. It's hard to imagine a worse trip than flying off somewhere and ending up in a war zone, but that's exactly what happened to a Valley man. After a trip to Tel Aviv for vacation last year, Andy Hirschman decided to go again this year and spend more time there. Despite the problems that seemed to be escalating as he was leaving for Israel, he got on the plane and he arrived just as the war there really seemed to erupt.
Are you nuts? Are you going to be safe? What I would do there, wasn't I afraid? Isn't there a better time to go?
That's what Andy Hirschman's friends said when they saw through his Facebook postings that he was in Israel. They were even more shocked to know he went there knowing there could be trouble.
The first indication is when you come through passport control and you're interviewed before you're allowed in. The woman interviewing me looked at me and said, "You're aware of the situation." Yes, of course, I'm aware of the situation. If you look historically at Israel since its inception, there will never be a better time to go. There will never be, in my opinion, peace in the Middle East.
As dangerous as it appeared to be in Israel from news reports, the situation only occasionally seemed dangerous to Andy. But on only one occasion did Hirschman have doubts about this trip.
I was sitting on the terrace of the apartment I rented, and a siren went off the other afternoon, and a car was driving by. It stopped in the street, all four doors opened. The passengers left the car with the car running and ran for shelter. And I thought, well, maybe I should go inside. The last day I was there, a siren went off, and people came outside to look up in the sky, hoping to see the rocket intercepted. So in that sense, it's almost become sport.
And he did get out unscathed as American carriers stopped flying in and out of Israel. Andy got on one of the last flights bound for home and was very happy to arrive.
I walked off the airplane literally, 3 hours ago, and was thinking, I'd like to go back already. You can't hesitate. Why would you? It's a fascinating place. It's rich in history. It's an amazing culture. It's things I think everybody should see if you have an opportunity to go. Not once was I fearful.
And by the way, he was able to see a lot of those sites, and with so few tourists there, there weren't lines, there were fewer people there, and he never really felt like he was in any severe danger. In hindsight, he says, knowing what he knows now, he would definitely have taken the trip. Although he adds, even with the sirens going off and the threat of danger, he personally never felt afraid.